For the first time in my life, I said no to my family. And ever since that moment, they've been treating me like a stranger. They say I've changed. They say I've become selfish. But what they don't see are all the years I kept saying yes, even when it was hurting me. And now, just because of one word, no, I became the villain in their story. My name is Ethan. I'm 29 years old, and I grew up in a small town in the Midwest. My life has never been extraordinary. I work as a supervisor in a logistics warehouse. The hours are long, the work can be exhausting, but it pays the bills. It keeps things stable. And for a long time, stability was enough for me. I have a younger sister, Chloe. She's 5 years younger than me. Growing up, we weren't a broken family or anything like that. From the outside, we probably looked normal. But if you paid attention, there was always a quiet difference in how things worked between us. I was the first child, which meant I was expected to be responsible. Chloe was the one who needed to be taken care of. I remember this one moment when I was about 10 years old. Chloe fell off her bike and started crying. My mom rushed to her immediately. My dad followed right behind, panicking, asking if she was okay. And I remember standing there, a few steps away, with a scraped knee myself. It wasn't even that I wanted attention. It was just, I knew better than to ask for it. Because in that moment, it felt like there wasn't room for both of us to need something. And moments like that didn't just happen once. They kept happening. Over time, I stopped expecting anything. Instead, I started stepping into a role. I helped around the house. I looked after Chloe when my parents were busy. I kept things together when small problems came up. Without really noticing it, I stopped being just a kid. I became the reliable one, the one who doesn't complain, the one who can handle it. Chloe, on the other hand, got to grow up differently. She was allowed to mess up, to try things, to fail and start over, and there was always someone there to catch her. When I got into high school, I started working part-time, not because I was told to, but because it felt like the natural thing to do. If I could help even a little, why wouldn't I? I still remember my first paycheck. I didn't spend it on myself. I gave most of it to my mom. She smiled and said, "You're a good kid, Ethan." And at the time, that was enough for me. Years went by, and eventually Chloe got into college. Everyone was proud of her, and I was too. I genuinely wanted her to succeed. But that's when things started getting harder. Tuition was expensive. My parents started struggling. And without making a big deal out of it, I stepped in. At first, it was small amounts. Then it became more consistent. I picked up extra shifts. I cut down on my own expenses. I postponed plans I had for myself. Every time I sent money, Chloe would say, "I'll pay you back when I'm successful." And I would always tell her, "Don't worry about it." But deep down, I think I already knew that day might never come. Still, I didn't stop. Because that's what I had always done. I said yes, even when I was tired, even when I felt like I was falling behind in my own life. Then, in her third year, things started falling apart for Chloe. She said she was confused. She changed majors, then changed again. Eventually, she dropped out. And just like that, everything I had been supporting for years disappeared. I wish I could say I was angry, but honestly, I just felt tired. Not physically, just emotionally drained. Like something inside me had been stretched for too long. Then about a year ago, our grandfather passed away. He left each of us around $40,000. It wasn't life-changing money, but it was enough. For the first time in a long time, I felt something I hadn't felt before. Relief. Like maybe, just maybe, I could finally do something for myself. I started making plans. Pay off my remaining debts. Build a small safety net. Maybe even start a small business someday. It wasn't anything big. Just something that was mine. Then one night, Chloe came over. She looked serious. Nervous even. We sat down, and after a bit of small talk, she got straight to the point. She said she wanted to start a business. I told her that sounded like a good idea. Then she said she needed help from me. And that's when everything shifted. Because for the first time in my life, I didn't immediately say yes. Instead, I just sat there. And in that silence, everything came rushing back. All the money I had given, all the plans I had postponed, all the times I chose someone else over myself. And for the first time, I asked myself a question I had never really asked before. When is it my turn? The room felt heavier the longer I stayed quiet. And then, I finally spoke.
I told her gently, I can't do it, Chloe.
There was no yelling, no immediate anger, but I could see it in her face. Something changed, not dramatically, not all at once, but enough. Enough to know that things weren't going to be the same after that. A few days later, my mom called me. Her tone was different, colder. She said Chloe told her everything. And then she said something that honestly didn't surprise me, but still hurt. She said I was being selfish. My dad followed up later with, "You're stable. Your sister still needs help." And just like that, it became clear. To them, nothing had changed. I was still the one who could handle it, the one who should step up, the one who says yes. And because I didn't, I became the problem. The worst part wasn't the arguments. It was one sentence my mom said. "We didn't raise you to be like this." That one stayed with me. Because in my mind, I became this way because of how they raised me. The silence that came after was different. No calls. No messages. Chloe stopped talking to me. My parents became distant, and for the first time in my life, I wasn't needed. And strangely, that hurt more than I expected.
Waktu yang lama.
But at the same time, there was something else. Something quieter. Something I hadn't felt in a long time. Peace. I started using the money for myself. I paid off debts. I built some savings. I even started planning a small side business. Nothing dramatic. Just small steps. But every step felt like I was finally moving forward. For me. Not for expectations. Not for obligations. Just for me. And now, months later, I still don't know if I made the right decision. I lost something important. My relationship with my family isn't the same anymore. There's distance now. Coldness. And maybe that won't ever fully go away. But I also know this. For the first time in my life, I didn't abandon myself. So I don't know. Am I the bad guy here? Was I wrong for finally saying no? Or was I just too late? In choosing myself? So, what do you think? Was I wrong for finally choosing myself? Or was this something I should have done a long time ago? I really want to hear your opinion. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more stories like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.